Welcome back to the New Equity Network Business Show. We are broadcasting to you live from KBCE 1160 AM, DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority. All right, on the show with me right now is Erin Heit, and she's the CEO of IR Bootcamp, irbootcamp.com, and I want to put that number out there for you. Erin, bring that phone number out so everybody can reach you.
My direct line is 305-962-7273.
Thanks, Erin. All right. I was talking to Ed, my co-host here, Ed Baxter, on the show in the break, and one of the things that we were talking about with your company, I do want to get into the case studies, yes, but is that this is a very exclusive thing. I mean, you said, only 10 people are in the room with you getting this kind of training that's going on. Talk to us about the exclusivity of that.
Yeah, my experience when, through the course of my career, attending conferences directed at executives of companies, they've always been very overwhelming. And I think probably because it's a very lucrative business model to have a conference, so they get carried away and want to pile in as many people as possible. Well, when I looked at this and I would attend the conferences, I would just see mass amounts of CEOs, and then, typically maybe there were funds or money guys trying to hook up with the CEOs, or even IR consultants trying to get attention of the CEO. And it was not effective. Everyone just ended up standing around, maybe capturing 1 minute of everybody's time. And I said, this model needs to change. I said, I want to come in, I want to maintain exclusivity, I want to maintain an intimate environment where the CEO can get one-on-one time for a decent amount of time to get what they need from each participating service provider at the boot camp. And if I need to have it more frequently, then great. But I will not open it up more than 10 per boot camp.
All right. Now, Ed's got a question for you, but before we do, you've got one coming up. You've got a boot camp coming up when?
The first one's going to be at the end of May, and then the second one's going to be in September.
Okay. All right. Thank you for bringing that out. All right, Ed? Yeah.
Erin, a lot of us who have friends or family or even ourselves who've been in the military and gone through a form of boot camp, regardless of what type it was. Obviously, it's difficult, it's tough, it's life-changing, it's desocialization from our previous life. Talk to me about what happens after the boot camp. What support do you give those executives once they've left your premises?
Yeah, well, the one nice thing about keeping it intimate is that the idea is for the CEOs to develop relationships with the service provider. So, for example, the gentleman who's coming that will be doing a crash course in media training and message point, because he's going to spend 30 minutes to an hour with each CEO, there's a relationship that's built off of that. So, and I encourage a free-flowing exchange of information and contact information. And everybody that I've brought in to the boot camp that's going to be offering a service has been guided by me to follow up. You met them, you worked with them, now follow up and keep them on your radar, see how they're doing, see what their needs are. So, in true nature of keeping the philosophy of CEOs are so busy, it's really my responsibility as the head coach to make sure that follow-up is trickled down from me first and foremost, but then each service provider will then also continuously follow up and track the progress and just be there for when the CEO is ready for their services, or if they're ready, then they'll engage in some services.
Good. And then I want to bring that out. Your email address is coach@CEOIRBootcamp, right?
Correct.
.com, excuse me. All right. Case studies. Tell us about some of the case studies that you've gone through, maybe a hard case versus an easy case, about how you've helped people to present their personal brand as well as a corporate brand.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll start with the most recent one, and I think the most relevant. I started working, I was retained by a CEO that is a desktop virtualization company, a cloud computing company. And that industry is supposed to reach up to $65 billion in 2015. So this is a big industry. This is hot. This is happening now. And his company is a very credible, great company. They're doing about $10 million in revenue. They have clients such as NASA, Deutsche Bank, Toyota. And the CEO knows his stuff. He knows what these customers are needing and what he can do to cut ahead of Citrix, which is an industry leader, which they're winning business over Citrix because their business proposition is less expensive, more efficient, beginning to end, scalable. So you have an operation that it has a story, has success, but now here I am with the CEO, and he's a very quiet, timid guy. He's not used to being in the face of a company. He's not used to being out there and exposed. He's used to being behind a computer. So now he's a CEO of a publicly traded company. And you could just tell the human nature. He was scared. He was scared and fearful of having to talk to the media, having to, put himself out there. And as a result, he ended up neglecting that side of the business. And that's a huge detriment to the advancement of your company, because as a publicly traded company, you have a responsibility to the public to tell your story and to get out there so people can make an educated decision if they want to buy your stock. So anyway, I worked with him gradually over the past year, and all the things that I'm offering at my boot camp, I offered him, and I slowly got him acclimated and comfortable with him talking to media outlets, giving presentations at conferences, being available for Skype video, being available for radio shows. And the success really stems from building his confidence and helping him take his successful company and translate it to a way where he could talk about it, efficiently, clearly, simple. Because let me tell you something, I didn't even understand desktop virtualization when I joined the company. I really didn't. It's a very confusing space. And so we simplified. And he was able to stick to those messages. He was able to build confidence. And now he's excited. Any opportunity he gets to be on TV or the radio or talk to a reporter or talk in a group of investors or have an investor call, he is excited for it, and it comes across, and the company is flourishing.
Wow. Wonderful. All right, we've got about a minute left before we have to tune out. But real quick, a rundown what people are going to experience at your boot camp and when and how to reach you.
You're asking, I'm sorry, say that again, Michael?
Real quick, when is the next boot camp?
Okay.
And how do people reach you?
Sure. Well, the next one is soon approaching at the end of May 20th and 21st. So they would need to contact me immediately, and they can do that whether giving me a phone call at 305-962-7273 or shoot me an email, coach@ceoirbootcamp.com, or go onto the website. All the information on the boot camp is on the website, which is ceoirbootcamp.com. And then the next one is going to be September 30th and to October 1st. So, that one also we're booking up. So we have two options right now, and as we book up, we'll make more.
Got it. Erin, thanks so much for coming on the show. We'll talk to you again next week.
It was a good time. Thank you both.
My pleasure. All right, Erin Heit, CEOIRBootcamp.com. Just coach@CEOIRBootcamp.com. 305-962-7273. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with more great content. Ed Baxter, Michael Yorba, signing off.